As Omni-Man flew away from his son, he began to think. This was after the think incident from season 1. As he flew away, he pretended to be a hero. He pretended to be a man of justice. So all of this was a lie to conquer Earth. He didn't know where to go now. As he flew away, a wormhole would appear. As he flew straight into it, he could have dodged it or flew away, but he was so lost in thought he didn't even notice it. As then he would land in the Hazbin universe. As he looked around, he was confused. As he didn't recognize anyone here, he saw the red sky and buildings all around him, though. Omni-Man would fly in one of the buildings, and suddenly he would start to cough. He was confused. Viltrumites had a high resistance towards diseases, so why did he feel sick? He didn't know why. He couldn't explain it. But either way, he was here, whatever this planet was. As he tried to fly out, he tried to go into space. He assumed he landed on some other planet. He had to get back to Earth. After all, he was sent there to conquer it. But he was going to leave anyway. Maybe this is the best place for him, he thought. But as he flew up to try to see where he was, a magical barrier stopped him. Now, it's possible Omni-Man could break it, but if he did, we wouldn't have a story. So we're just going to say, for the sake of this video, I know you Invincible fans might get upset with this, he can't break it. As he tried to punch it, nothing would happen. Omni-Man would sigh as he flew back down. As then he would want to get to know this place, as he would listen in with his super hearing to try to understand what was around him. As Omni-Man would hear what was going on, he would hear these sinners talk, as he would start to learn that he was in hell. So this was Earth's hell. Kind of weird. I mean, there's been many hells from many different mythologies and stuff. It makes sense that one of them was real at least, but this one seemed off. He didn't really know much about it, but he was interested in exploring it. As he would fly around and learn new things, he would hide in the shadows. He had no interest in helping people, but then he remembered what Mark said. He would have him. Omni-Man would hear people screaming in pain, needing help, and well, he decided to help them. He would tell himself that this was training for when he gets back to Earth, basically lying to himself. As to be honest, what Mark said really did change him, and the thought of never going back to Earth, never seeing him again, it did weigh on him, as he decided to fight to protect them. As he would protect imps, hellhounds, and other beings. They were really no match for him. There's not really much to talk about. But as time passed, he would cough more and more as he got more sick. It was weird. He should be resistant to all diseases. He knew something weird was going on, but he didn't know what it was. Maybe he could find a doctor or someone to analyze it. As he landed one day, though, he would see the radio demon terrorizing others, as Omni-Man would walk up to him and say, "Cut that S out." Sure would look at him and say, "So you're the human one, huh?" People have been talking about this guy who looks like he's human, who goes around helping people like a hero in hell. How ridiculous. If you really think suddenly, Omni-Man would punch him and say, "If you keep talking like that, you won't have time to defend yourself. And if you don't, I'll leave you into nothing but a bloody pile, you piece of S." As then, Alistair would get mad and say, "I'm the radio demon." As he would grow big and try to grab with tentacles, as Omni-Man would simply beat the living crap out of him, beating him to near death. As Alistair laid there, suddenly Omni-Man would start to cough more and more and more as he felt sick. He felt like he couldn't move, as he would pass out. As then he woke up in a strange bed, in a house he didn't recognize, as suddenly Lucifer would walk up to him. Well, it's not very often I get someone from another dimension. How are you doing? As Omni-Man would look at him, he couldn't even move. As he felt like his organs were being crushed, as he felt like his body was extending. As Lucifer would say, "You're not supposed to be in this universe. Since you're alive, it's trying to destroy you." Any normal person, they would have been all of their organs, all of their body destroyed instantly. However, you, Omni-Man, you are special. You're able to resist this because of your immense power. Here's your ring. As he would give him a ring, suddenly he would feel better, as he would stand up and say, "Thank you. And oh, if I perish, that ring goes away, so you need me." Lucifer would say, as Omni-Man would say, "Smart. What do you want from me?" "Well, that ring will only keep you alive for 3 months, but it will let you do something. Go to heaven and destroy everything there." As Omni-Man would nod, he would say, "How do I do that? Are you going to sum me up there?" "No, if they know I brought you up, there'll be hell to pay. But since you're not a demon, they couldn't prove that I did it. You'll have to wait for an exorcism to fly up. There'll be a month. I want you to train and get ready. I know that you can take on them easily, but a bunch of them may prove of trouble to you. Omni-Man would say, we'll see about that. As Lucifer would send him off to meet a former exorcist. As it was Camilla Carmine instead of Vaggie. As Camilla Carmine would look down at Omni-Man and say, so, I hear you like to fight, huh? You think you can take on one? He would say, with pleasure. Alright, but did you know something? Sinners cannot be destroyed unless they're hit with an angelic weapon. As then she would throw down a spear, a sword, and all of it, and say, I want you to choose a weapon. As Omni-Man would pick them up one by one, he then had an idea. Omni-Man threw the sword, the spear, all the weapons to the ground and began to destroy them, punch them until they were a hot liquid. As Camilla Carmine would say, what are you doing? As suddenly, he would then shoot it with his laser eyes. As then, it would start to mold into fist. As he created iron gauntlets, he would put it on and say, my fists are my weapon, and if I need this metal to defeat them, so be it. As then Camilla Carmine would say, you know, you're impressive. As she would jump down and say, alright, it's time for your training. Omni-Man would say, I'm far stronger than you, physically, but not mentally. I can tell that you're mentally broken. That will cost you in battle. You need to train your mind. As then, she would put him through fierce meditation. As he meditated, he saw Mark again. He saw how he was beating him up. He saw how he destroyed his family, what he had. And he saw his empire, his loyalty, all of it was coming crashing down. All these questions. He didn't really know what to say. He didn't really know what to think. As he continued to meditate and see all this, he would then get back up. As Camilla Carmine would say, that's very good now. Now it's time that you take on someone with your gauntlets. As then, Camilla Carmine would pull out her spear, and Omni-Man would say, you know I'm far faster than you. I know. That's why you should put these on. As she threw him weights that would weigh him down and make it so he couldn't fight as fast. As Omni-Man would practice with her and begin to train, as he would become stronger, not with his physical power, but with techniques and abilities. And with his mind. Omni-Man learned more about himself and more about his place. He became stronger, not physically but mentally. As his mind was trained, he began to improve himself, improved his ideals. He was no longer fighting for the Empire. He was no longer fighting for him. He was no longer fighting to get out of here. Instead, he was fighting for a greater purpose, a greater reason, to see his son again. All this time, the pain and suffering from having his organs being crushed, being helped and saved by someone else, feeling helpless. All these feelings mixed in to make himself a new person. And he was ready to destroy these exorcists, destroy whatever was in his way, just to see Mark again, just to apologize. As Omni-Man continued his training, he became more and more ready, more and more pumped up. He couldn't wait to destroy these dumb exorcists. As eventually he was waiting behind a dumpster. He knew that today was a day they would come. As the clock struck 0, suddenly hell would rain from the sky, as exorcists would appear, as Omni-Man would get up and fly through them, destroying 20 of them in his path. As he threw through the portal, suddenly Adam would follow him and say, what the F are you doing? Say, you look human. Are you an angel? Did you? As Omni-Man would say, listen up. I will give you one chance and one chance only. Leave. Go back down there. Like a good little boy. Do that, and I won't destroy you. Adam would say, shut up, as you pull out a spear and throw it at Omni-Man, as it would just break. As then Adam would then get punched, sending him flying. As Adam would use an electric energy barrier to protect him. This would make it so he didn't get turned into mush. As Omni-Man would say, not bad. You're the first person to survive my punch, but just barely. Too bad for you, I'm holding back. And with these gauntlets, if you're destroyed, you permanently go. Adam would then yell as you throw spear and magic, as Omni-Man would begin to tear him apart limb from limb. As then Sarah would show up and many other exorcists. As waves and waves of angels came to Omni-Man, they began to hit him with magic and other techniques. As after all this, he began to cough and say, not bad, you actually hurt me a bit. This will be fun. As then Omni-Man began to tear them apart, burning down heaven, destroying the buildings, destroying everything in his path. As he reached Sarah, Sarah would use her final transformation, turning big and shooting waves of electricity, magic, and all kinds of things at Omni-Man. As Omni-Man would fly right through her, destroying her. As then he would burn down heaven and destroy everything in the wake. As Omni-Man would fly back down to hell, he would say it's done. Lucifer would gulp and say, "Alright," as he opened the portal and say, "You can go now." Omni-Man would then smirk and say, "I'm coming, Mark," as he would fly through the portal, going back to his universe. And that's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends. I hope you all enjoyed this video because I enjoyed making it. It was definitely a fun one to make. It was definitely enjoyable from start to finish. And I've been suggested this a couple times, and I don't know why I didn't do it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I didn't do the Omni-Man. There's really no reason for me not to do it. I'm just like, nah, Invincible's alright. I just never really got into the show, I'll be honest. I mean, there was great scenes and scenes I like to watch, but overall, it's just kind of, I'm not really into that build-up and stuff, and just that's the kind of thing, you know? It's not, for me, it's not my cup of tea, but I understand why people like it. And if you like Invincible, it's great. And there are definitely great moments, I will admit it. But overall, the show's all right. It's not good enough for me to want to watch it all. But, you know, it definitely has some interesting parts and it's definitely good to watch. I feel like back in the day, I would absolutely love that show. But now it's just kind of my taste have changed a bit. I mean, I had a My Hero phase at one time. Now I'm kind of into, like, dark shows or shows that make fun of hero things, like One Punch Man. Just, you know, stuff like that. Of course, I still will watch Batman stuff and, like, stuff like that from my childhood because, well, I'll admit that if I watched it right now without knowing the characters, I would not like it all. But, you know what I mean? Just how you change over time. Over time, a lot of the things that you like and a lot of the things that you don't like just change, and that's all right. And, I bet you didn't expect me to come out with that, but it's just, hey, it's just the truth. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that thanks button if you want to, and I really enjoy that you're all here. I really enjoy that you're a part of my channel, a part of my life, and I want you all to pat yourselves on the back, and if you don't think anyone loves you, you're wrong, because I love you. You're all beautiful, you're all amazing, and you mean the world to me. Peace out.